know if we're streaming now, but I guess we'll see. Not seeing anything. Golem farms or iron farms working. Let's see. Let's go to. Not seeing anything. If you're wanting to see something exciting, probably not going to be too exciting. Mostly just testing to see if this can stream, if anyone is on here right now. It's I'm trying to find some music for the background. Let's see what this is.
Hey, if you conceal carry and you want to do so comfortably, you're probably going to be interested in this, the brand new Nimbus Gray Vanish holster.
All right, I don't know if that's too loud. I'll try to keep it low. Have some music for the background. Okay, so, hey, look at that. 4 golems all at the same time on this iron farm. So this is mostly going to be just a server tour, and my plans are to do a lot more streaming with friends. This is the GrownCraft server. So kind of give a server tour, talk about some of the things we like to do here. I know my hair looks crazy. I need a haircut, need to shave, but I've been on leave for about a month and I don't have to work right now, so I don't really care, but eventually I got to go back to work. So excuse me if I put my glasses on so I can see, because that's how I like to roll, right? All right. So yeah, I just built this iron farm, and I guess we'll just go talk about it right now. This farm, I will have to look up the guide that I got it off of. This was not my design. Basically, this right here was solid all the way through, and he used solid blocks like these right here with slabs all the way around, and the golems kept getting stuck. They kept getting stuck in the walls, and so luckily the copper update came out, and this was a great fix. Now I started with walls like prismarine walls because it kind of matched, but that was terrible. I think that's the music that's a little loud. Let me fix that music here. We will all right, there we go. We'll have that little bit of music. So anyway, we used prismarine walls, and the golems kept getting stuck right here where they hit the walls. And so I put this ice. It helped a little bit, but this seemed to be the best thing. So I think it's the way to go now. And normally you wouldn't do this with iron. When you're making an iron farm, you wouldn't have a bunch of iron rails because, of course, you need iron. But now with the new update, copper is super easy to get in the early game, and that's how you're going to do it. So this was supposed to be a pit with fire. I didn't like the golems falling down there. I think they die faster with lava, especially since they have to travel that whole distance and then fall down here, and it takes longer. To me, they're getting burnt the whole time, and they usually die by the time they get to the hoppers. So one of the cool things I did, and I will do a tutorial on this later, is down here where the iron comes. Okay, so when the iron comes down here, this is the Impulse SV. It's not iron. It goes this way. It goes in here into this dropper. Comparator sees it. Piston pushes that up, shoots it out, right? Okay, and if it is iron, it continues straight down and goes over here to the crafter. What was this? Okay, goes to the crafter, and basically when iron, you have to have a very specific crafter. Got the other crafter back there set on 8, signal strength of 8. When it goes beyond, when this hits 9, sends a pulse that way, lights up the thing, comes back down, it sees this, comes through here. You have the bulb, so it's like a T flip-flop. That was one of the hardest parts about the crafter, but now that you have the copper bulbs, it's great because See how that happens? So basically an observer is going to send 2 pulses, one when it sees what it sees, and then one when it quits seeing what it sees. So it sends 2 pulses, which would make this click twice. And if iron was coming in fast enough, we'd end up with like an iron bar or nuggets or something like that. So that's the real cool part about that. Now, once it comes in there, comes into this hopper, which goes directly into here, into the shulker loader. And basically, you know, plenty of shulker boxes back here. They come here, dropper, boom. When this goes up, gets a update here, shoots another one up. And so, yeah, I mean, if you need ridiculous amounts of armor or iron, this is what we got. So this is the iron that we have. And we have so much more iron than this now. Okay, that is skulk. I did a skulk farm. It's terrible. So I'm currently going through. We've been in this world for about a year, and what I'm doing now is I'm tearing down farms. So we will go on a mushroom island. Did we lose? Oh, nope, we reconnected. All right. Anyway, so it looks like the stream, we may have lost it for a second, but then we reconnected. So anyway, this is our industrial area, but it's kind of hidden because I have a lot of friends and their kids are on here. So they tend to just, not on purpose, but they want to see what's going on, and they look and they see, you know, they climb up on stuff, and then golems are spawning in the wrong spot because they messed up spawn, or they get up to look at something and accidentally click on a piece of redstone and just mess things up. So this is my latest project. I'm trying to skulk up this volcano-ish area. I'll probably tear that down and just almost skulkify this whole area. This is my mud farm. Yeah, dirt, boom, mud. Got a bunch of straw, wheat, and all that good stuff. This is one of my, I really love this. It's a bee farm, but for me it's a honey block farm is what it is. So it's so many bottles in here. Basically, we have the bee farm. Every one of these are full of bottles, right? Yep. What is in here? Oh. We got some problems. Is this thing all messed up? No, still working. It could have issues later, though. I don't know why that's in there. I'll have to think about what I did. That is exactly what I was saying. We have kids that do stuff, and they kind of mess things up. This is not at all how this is supposed to work. I don't know. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is, yeah. Yeah, okay. So anyway, doesn't matter. It works great. Bottles come up here. Boom. They go around. They get filled in, right? So bees do their thing. And the blocks will end up in there. Why is it? This looks so weird. I built this without, you know, I just built it randomly. So let me remember what I did. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. So the bottles fall on mud. Mud's not a full block. It comes down here, goes into the crafter. We have a lot of bottles in the crafter. That's probably the problem. So one of the things I do when I make these crafters is I put this light here, right? Okay, so we're gonna shut the light off. I put that button there. Ooh, that is coming in way too fast. What is going on? This thing is completely full. Probably kept unloading. So yeah, let's see. These are so hard to fix once they mess up like this. All right, we will definitely have to come back to this. But usually when this gets set, see if this is all correct. This all looks right. Yep, that's good. All right, so throwing out stacks is Control Q is how you do that, in case anyone's wondering. Get rid of that and that. Now, the problem is, you have to do this so fast we gotta have that light off. It's not gonna do it. It is not gonna do it. Yep. Okay, yeah, that is the problem. This is a two-man job. So, ooh. Now, one of the reasons I always carry my... Oops, we're going to have to back up, aren't we? Alright, yeah, so one of the reasons I like to carry my ender chest with me is so I can do any project at any time, no matter what's going on, right? So we will fix this thing. I guess we're going to redstone live, right? So... you know, this is if I die, my weapons and stuff, my wallet, rockets, arrows, food, but I have my 2 redstone boxes here. Don't think I need both. Let's get this fixed first, okay. Alright, probably that. Now, okay, you know what? We've got to stop that from coming in, so... Ooh, that's a lot. We've got a lot. Alright, so we're going to... That's going in there, and that's going in there. I'm going to break these 2 right now. And I'm going to take everything out until we can get everything. Alright, get that hopper out of there. Get these all out. That might be enough. There we go. Now we're making, there we go. We're making stuff again. All right. So the problem is it was filling up too fast for me to reset this. So the other problem is we have bottles everywhere. Okay. Yeah. This is getting all the bottles. There's a sorter down here that'll send the bottles that way and they'll be back up. Now, one of the problems is there is so much down here. And once again, that's another reason why I bring all of this. Alright, so I'm going to need 2 of those, put those back. Wood and shulker shells in here somewhere. Shulker shells. All right, so we're going to get this out, and in here I should have a crafter. Okay, we're gonna put that crafter there. Chests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would say, and then we'll take like 12 of these, and we're gonna make 6 of those. And can't open them right there. All right, okay, that's fine. No. All right. All right, so interesting first stream test, whatever we want to call it. So this thing's still going. This thing is still going. All right. Let me see. How far is that? Can't get close enough and still be there. All right, yeah, I know I'm probably talking quiet right now. I don't know why. I got to get better at streaming, so that's why we're practicing this, because we have a night where, and once again, this is definitely a channel for adults. This is GrownCraft, where grown men play Minecraft. Our kids do tend to be on here, but this is not a, I don't want to say it's not kid friendly, but this is not a kid. Yeah, it's not a kid channel. So anyway, right now that's all going. I don't know if this is going to be too much. If we start really boom and boom, see if that's going to overflow it. Yep, that is too much. Too much. Let's take that off. Let's get rid of the sides right now. Okay, now do that. Okay. Oh, yep. All right. See, this is supposed to be a tour, and I'm over here working on stuff. Okay. Okay. All right, both of those are full. Let's set some more down here. What I need to do is I need to get rid of this dirt and stuff. All right, there we go. Dirt gone. All right. I don't understand why it's not wanting to work. Yep. Anyway, I don't want to sit here and spend this entire live stream trying to fix this because I have so many honey blocks, it's ridiculous. Anyway, where is this even getting the honey? Okay, everything's out. Now we hit the reset. Now, let's do one. We're going to do this one because this is the main one that should be doing stuff. Really? Okay. I will say, yes, this thing is backed up, so it's going to be doing it that a while. Anyway, now you may be able to see now. Basically, you see all these bottles just rushing around. I hope they're not going into here. Okay, they are. Without the hopper. Oh, see, yeah, that's terrible. We ran out. Yep. Okay, so anyway, I will have to fix this later. Basically, this should have a bottle in it. So if I took a bottle out of here, that's going to end up, I'm going to have to clean this whole thing out. It's going to be a long mess. But basically, the bottles come through here. With all these stopping it, the new bottles just fill up. Something happened and, you know, things got in here. They're wrong. So anyway, this is going to be a rebuild. And it's probably because I fly in and out. Now, here's a couple little houses I built out here just to decorate the little town, you know. Upstairs, way cool. Got a room. Yep. Balcony. You can actually flip that to come out on the balcony. And this was the first little house I did. And basically, I did this pale forest just to be able to find this hole. Like I said, because this is the area where we didn't want the kids getting in here and just being all crazy. You know, we love the kids hanging out in here and playing, and it's great. You know, that's why I run this server. It was originally for me and my son when I was deployed, and we had a blast playing. So, yeah, this right here is my wheat farm, and basically the farmers are up there. This grabs it real fast, grabs seeds and wheat, sorts out the seeds. They go back in here, get shot up. The wheat goes over here, goes into another auto crafter, and comes out as hell base. This was my first mud farm. It's terrible. I need to tear it down. Chicken farm because I needed some wither roses. Not chicken farm, egg farm. I needed wither roses. Here's a test of a drop-off system. Basically, you know, it shoots the train car up, comes back, bus, train car goes in, or mine cart goes in, hopper mine cart, and all your stuff goes into here. Basalt farm. Super smelter, it's ugly. I'm in rebuilding phase, so I will be rebuilding this super smelter. But yeah, down here, you know, real small. Everything comes in right there. This is my flowers, and you just flip the switch and they get bone milled like crazy, and they come out to here, and then you just hit them up on the crafting table, and you come over here and you have all the dyes you could ever need, right? So usually that's another thing in my shulker box. I like to keep one shulker with at least a stack of every single dye. Right here, of course, smack that, boom. These all come down. They're not the best at being planted. Most of them fall in there, but some of them don't. I don't even know why I'm replanting this. I will probably never need any more brown dye unless I just decide to do build a giant teddy bear or something. I don't know. So all right, now, yeah, and this is where the rest of the seeds go. And it always, as long as you let it sit here forever, you end up with way more seeds than you need. Cactus farm, it's definitely overflowing. But it overflowed, and eventually I'll have the overflow going over to the bone meal farm. This is the creaking farm, where we get you know, the resin and all that good stuff. Pumpkin melon farm. I really like this one. It all goes down in here. Comes down where the pumpkins, the melons get sorted out. The pumpkins continue on over there to the get spit out into a water stream, and then the melons that get captured through the sorter come down to here, craft, and they get shot right into that same water stream. They all shoot up here and go way high. This area is big enough that we fly. Sometimes we fly when we. And yes, I have dug the majority of this out. It was a giant cave, but we done a lot of digging. So anyway, you can fly or you can take the stairs. So now all those pumpkins and melons, they run along a line up there. And they come through here. So pumpkins here, melons here. Any excess, I just got a bunch of pumpkins and melons, didn't I? Any excess will go there. Any excess goes right there. Everything else comes down here into shulker box loaders. Pumpkins, we quit dyeing stuff. We have so many. And melons. They're both filling up there because I think we're pretty much out of shulkers on both sides. Oh, got a couple more, one or two more shulkers left for the melons. But we use those to trade with villagers. We do have a couple villagers here if you need some quick XP. Down here we have our villager converter. So if you got a villager, you run them down here. But over at the main place where we have all the villagers, we got a lot more. So it's kind of cool. They come in here, and it'll stop. You kind of got to be like over here where he can't see you. And you click that, pulls the block out of his head, and he beats up on the villager. And then once he's done beating up on the villager, you shut it, hit that button, and he zips to this spot. And then, where's he? Yep, no, he zips it right there. You hit that button, boom, gets the thing. We got our apples here. Hit that button, boom, sends him right back, right? So yeah, pretty cool setup. Yeah, this is mostly, this whole tour, probably just my industrial area, trying to, you know, show what we're going to be doing. I am currently going through rebuilding all farms. This is glow squid right here. I found out the hard way you can't, it has to have air above the water. So that's the thing if you're making jump boost beacon here. So that's kind of nice to get out of there. Anyway, the bone meal farm basically pushes, and then water pushes everything in there. This thing is super complicated and a real pain. But the cool thing is, the bone meal will still be made even when the farm's not running by anything thrown in the hopper. So if I have extra stuff that you can bone meal, I throw it in a hopper. So bone meal farm, I guess we'll turn it on just for the show, right? A lot of times if I'm running the bone meal farm, I will sit here AFK because I forget that I'm running it and I leave, and then I have to rebuild all this back here. It turns to cobblestone, and the lava, or the water goes, the lava goes away. I have to go get new lava. It's a real pain. So you do not want the chunks to unload. So you shut it off. I always sit here for a few seconds, make sure, but see, the bone meal will keep coming as long as there's stuff in there. So that bone meal drops down there, right? This right here is where those honey blocks, right there, that spot right there, that's where the honey blocks are coming from. This is the most complicated thing I've ever done. This tree farm, mangrove tree. Oh man, it's crazy. Bamboo farm, we almost don't even use it. I had it purposely powered off for the longest time, but I made a ton of chests. So bone meal farm comes down here and it gets turned into wood planks, bamboo planks. This was the original bone meal farm, and I don't use it for bone meal farm, but I did use it to make me a bunch of moss. So if I can do some landscaping later, it just looks like better grass. Okay, we come down these stairs, and a lot of this area was here. I didn't really dig most of this right here. This was all part of the cave. This was my original tree farm, and it's supposed to do 4 trees, but it only does 3 because every time I put oak in it. Spruce birch jungle is supposed to also do oak. No oak, it breaks the farm. I've rebuilt this farm 15-20 times, and oak kills it every time. You're supposed to be able to put a block up there and the oak won't do weird stuff, but it does. So I don't build oak there. This is the giant sorter. Oh yes, bone mill. This is one of the things I really love. The bone mill comes in and it drops, right? So bone mill comes in and it drops over there, and so this is the bone mill line, and it basically tops off my tree farm, right? Well, then once it's done with that, it just keeps going, right? Once this tree farm's topped off, or if it's all, you know, if I haven't used it, it stays topped off, right? Bone mill just keeps coming all the way around, and then it goes to my warp farm, and we got one over here. It'll top this one off, and then we have the other side. It'll top this one off. Now this one can do the crimson or the whatever the blue stuff, warp or crimson. This had to be stone because of the TNT. Comes down here, and we'll finish this line though. This is the cool part. And then it comes over here and fills up my I don't know why I can't say the word mangrove farm, but also I made a little propagule maker, and it fills it up. And it's got 5 different things on 5 different dispensers. This thing's crazy, but basically you flip it on and it's going crazy, and that's how fast the propagules come in, right? Now you're like, where are they going? Well, that's the cool part. Shut this off. All right. See if I got a bunch of propagules on there. Throw them in there. See how they're draining? They're draining because they go into here. Now, you don't see them, right? Because they just fill up. There's some hoppers and stuff under here in a dispenser. But when you turn this farm on and it's working, I brought the signal off of that. And every time, this is a real hard farm to run. So basically when you flip this, the strap door will come up. This thing will come down about every, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you'll plant your propagule. And then every time this piston comes down, that same signal shoots another propagule from the little propagule farm over there. And everything made down here, basically, like I said, the honey blocks, they show up right there. Let's put those away. These are all the bamboo stuff that's coming in, just bamboo straight. Now this is the bone block. So, and then all the different trees we get here. And these were all new, so I haven't got this set up yet with the filters. I mean, they're filtered, but I don't have item frames. So now the cool part is once all farms are finished, once all farms are finished, any excess bone meal comes in here, gets turned into bone blocks, gets spit back to this, and it gets stored over here. So if I run a couple farms, it'll take forever to refill them. And so then I can use the bone blocks, or if I need to take bone blocks somewhere else. I think that's about it in this area. Oh yeah, the glow squid down here. We have a ridiculous amount. All those are full. I don't have a shulker box loader on this. I just had to put them in shulkers because it was so full. All right, we will go take a little bit of the rest of the server tour, and that'll be it. I just want to see how well this streaming is working. It's dark. So one of the cool things is I can fly to my place, which I'm not going to do it. I can just get a angle that way, look for 3,000 and then turn. But basically we will fly back to Proud's area. And this is my base. Okay, so this is my underwater tunnel to my base. I clean this out, and I'm sure I gotta show the tunnel. We're on tunnel. So this is pretty cool. I can just fly into Proud's base. Boom, and I usually hit hard. Haven't made those steps nice, but it's not my base, so I don't want to take too many liberties with other people's bases. I usually call them and go, hey man, you haven't been on a while, you mind if I fix your farm or whatever? So okay, we come down here. It's my storage area. It's my guardian farm right there. I set it up so it's not always on. Of course, this sorts all the guardian stuff. I just did a huge thing in the nether that you'll see, so we've used a lot of prismarine. Basic storage, it's all manual. I didn't want to get too fancy with this kind of stuff, you know, dirt and grass, tuft, you know, cobblestone, stone, you know, I shulker box a lot of stuff. And actually, while I'm here, deep dark, drop off skulk. Okay, I have honey bottles. You know what? I'm gonna put those in the organic. How am I on rockets? I got food. Okay, we're good. We're good. Alright, there's my little golem. Okay, so this, not a whole lot. Little starter sheep. I needed some wool when I first started building. That's it. There's my happy ghast. Set this up with a bunch of dispensers up there with water buckets. So if I want to farm guardians, I just do that. And then I go way up in my AFK spot above, and I farm guardians. This was my old storage area. It's all cleaned out now. Potion farm, you know, fire resist and water breathing. I use that to build that tunnel. Invisibility. Wait. This is not invisibility anymore, is it? Night vision. Yeah, I changed it to night vision. I had 2 more here and they broke, and I got tired of messing with them, so I took them apart and just changed them inside. So, all right, now this is the nether where I just recently. This used to all just be plain walls, and you'll see when we get there. But we destroyed. Okay, I have to show you this. This is what I'm most proud of right here. My little, my drown. And then a lot of us just have an actual guardian in here somewhere. There's the guardian. There's the guardian. Most of this, if it's open, I made it open so we could see out it. And this mushroom tells you, hey, that way's the mushroom. Now this one, okay. This is what everything looked like. And it got real confusing. So one day I just said, I'm going to start, you know, I want people to know where they're at. So this is the blue tunnel. And then, you know, when you come back here, you're like, oh, mushrooms. That goes to Mushroom Island, right? Ceiling's not done in here. I'm going to put the arrows on the ceiling, but this pattern just repeats. This is our ice area. Haven't done anything except put ice so people know it's ice. And swamp area, haven't finished anything other than, you know, putting swamp leaves. Kind of looks like swamp. Now this is the end. I got real fancy on this one. It's a shorter tunnel, so, you know, not as much to do there. So that takes us to the end where, you know, I have a skulk farm and an end thing and a shulker farm, but I think someone broke part of the shulker farm. I'm not looking forward to working on it. This right here, it's spawn. And then this is our original base area. And then this we haven't done anything to yet. It's just a long tunnel. It goes out to the witch farm. So yeah, oops. Oh, we're out of rockets. Ooh, I'm almost completely out of rockets. You do use a lot of rockets when it's not tall enough. So, all right. So that is kind of all I have for this stream. Like I said, I just wanted to test this out. The tour's not the best tour, but I just want to be able to watch this later and see if all the sounds are the way I want them. Ooh, did I just put a hole in that? Oh, well, yep. Oh, well. This is the way I need to go. And, yep, we have a lot more farms. Have a wither farm, blaze farm. Oh, you know what? You're right. We're going to go show you a couple more farms. Didn't I just get rockets? I forgot to put them in my hand. All right, so now this goes... I'm going to turn it to mushroom just to show you one of the first tunnels I decorated to help me out. That's here. All right. So everything was plain, and then this tunnel right here was the one I decorated so I would know that this is how I get to the wither farm. Now, up here we have a blaze farm. Ooh, why is that? I did not realize that was not the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to have to get some fire potions to get back in there and fix that. Alright, now, here's our little blaze farm. You know, pretty good. Works great. Blaze fall in here, hit blaze, get blaze rod. Life is good. Okay. So lately, I've been just rebuilding farms like crazy. We had a lot of crappy farms that were built. Oh yeah, I put a beacon here and didn't realize I can't use it because bedrock. Bedrock above me. So this is the wither farm, and this will be the next one that I'm going to upgrade because I want to make the whiskey train and just make this thing insanely better. Drops come down here. Looks like we got a lot of coal, no heads. All right. I have so many, it's ridiculous. We got that little trap door there because before we got this all done correctly, we were getting destroyed by little piglins. But this, I just made this. This was a very terrible farm. What am I looking at? What was that? Oh, there are piglins in there? Okay, cool. Piglins. I actually made this way too many. But this is the coolest sorter ever. So the piglins come down here. We can do that. And then it'll go ahead and pick up those drops. Take them up there. And then makes this first set of nuggets. Nuggets go in there. Rotten flesh gets shot here. And nuggets go to this side, come in here, become ingots. Ingots come in here and become blocks, which comes into a shulker loader and becomes shulker boxes full of gold. AFK overnight, probably get a full shulker of gold, if not slightly more. This is the piglin bartering, where I like to fill this full of blocks of gold. Now, the bad thing is you can't start this with a switch. You have to start it with a torch. It has to be like a real quick thing. And I'm thinking I might be able to put an observer there with a button or something. Make it happen real fast. Anyway, once you put the gold in, you come in here, hit that button. Piece of gold goes there. Every time they drop one, it gets seen. Whatever gets dropped gets seen. Shoots a pulse. Drops another one. So all right, so we have these lines. If we follow the white line, this should take us to our gas tier farm, which gas come in here, of course. Got to flip it on. They'll get going. Get some gunpowder and gas tiers. We do that just to fight the Ender Dragon, but we haven't fought him in so long it doesn't really matter. Making a lot of end crystals. We used to make a lot of end crystals, get together and fight the gas, or fight the Ender Dragon. But a lot of people haven't been on lately. Alright, so the green line goes out to the frog light. I'll tell you what, frog lights produce a lot. Never expected them to produce so much, but even though I did put, I mean, the first time I built a farm, I didn't expect it. This time I knew it. So we get some magma sometimes. I don't think it's empty because I just took it out. Because to build that gold farm, I had to make a bunch of magma cubes. But here's our frog lights. That's the green ones. There's the purple ones. And there is the yellow ones. Basically, you know, we got the little minecart. This is somewhat of my own design. The snow didn't work great for me and the chains didn't work great for me, so I used snow and chains, and it kind of really worked great because it kept these guys lower. They can't really hit the golem, but it put them on the chain so they can still fall through. Most people use one or the other, but I was getting frogs getting killed with the other stuff. And anyway, we'll flip this on once, let the little car start going, and then we'll shut it off. I like it to come back before I leave, or I have to get in there with the trap door and move the minecart. So we'll wait till the minecart comes back. But I think that's it. I think that ends the tour. Yeah, that's all we got. So if you were watching, or if you watch this later, thanks. Leave a like, possibly subscribe. I'm gonna try to do a lot more streaming at some point. So hey, thanks.